I told my friends my brother I adopted. I didn't know it would break him. My little brother Jake has always been different from the rest of our family. While me, mom, and dad all have dark hair and brown eyes, Jake's got this bright blonde hair and blue eyes that look like the sky. People always comment on it when we're out together. Last month at lunch, my friends were talking about their annoying siblings when my buddy Marcus asked why Jake looked nothing like me. Without thinking, I just blurted out, "Oh, that's because we adopted him when he was a baby." Everyone got really quiet and started asking questions. I made up this whole story about how Jake's birth parents couldn't take care of him and how our family saved him. My friends thought it was really cool and kept saying how lucky Jake was to have us. The lie felt harmless at the time. Jake was only 7, so what did it matter? But then Marcus's mom works at our school, and apparently she mentioned it to Jake's teacher during parent conferences. The teacher thought she was being nice by telling Jake how special adoption stories are. That's when everything fell apart. Jake came home crying last Tuesday, asking mom if it was true that he was adopted. Mom looked completely confused and asked where he heard that. Jake said his teacher told him, and that Marcus told everyone at recess that his big brother explained the whole story. I felt my stomach drop into my shoes. Mom looked at me with this expression I'd never seen before. Part angry, part disappointed, part just sad. Jake was standing there with tears streaming down his face, asking if we were his real family. Mom sat Jake down and explained that yes, he was adopted, but that we'd planned to tell him when he was older in a special way. She said he was chosen and loved and that nothing would ever change that. But Jake just kept crying and asking why everyone knew before he did. The worst part was when he looked at me and said, "Did you tell them because you don't want me as your real brother?" My heart completely broke. I tried to explain that I was just being stupid and didn't think it would hurt him, but Jake ran to his room and slammed the door. I could hear him sobbing through the wall. Dad got home an hour later and Mom filled him in. He didn't yell at me, which somehow made it worse. He just sat me down and explained how adoption is something families handle carefully because kids need to learn about it the right way, with love and support. He said Jake had been asking questions about why he looked different, and they'd been preparing to have that conversation soon. But now, instead of feeling chosen and special, Jake felt like a secret everyone was keeping from him. I spent the next 3 days trying to apologize to Jake, but he wouldn't talk to me. He'd eat dinner without looking at me and wouldn't even watch our favorite cartoon shows together like we always did. Finally, I wrote him a letter explaining everything. I told him I was proud to be his big brother, and that I only told people because I thought adoption was cool, not because I was ashamed. I said he was the best little brother in the world, and I was sorry for being such an idiot. I slipped the letter under his door before school and hoped for the best. When I got home, Jake was waiting in my room holding the letter. He had stopped crying, but still looked really sad. He asked if I really meant what I wrote, and I promised him I did. Then he said something that made me want to cry. He said, "I was scared you told everyone because you wished I wasn't your brother." I hugged him so tight and told him that would never, ever happen. I explained that I bragged about him being adopted because I was proud that our family was chosen to be his family. I said we got lucky when we got him. Jake finally smiled a little and asked if we could still watch cartoons together. I said of course, and we spent the whole afternoon on the couch eating cereal and laughing at stupid jokes. That night at dinner, Jake announced to Mom and Dad that he was glad he was adopted because it meant they really, really wanted him. Mom started tearing up, and Dad said that was exactly right. Now, when people ask why Jake looks different from us, I just smile and say he's my little brother, and that's all that matters. Jake usually grins and adds that he's the lucky one because he got the best family ever.